What's up, nerds? Phoenix from Phoenix TV here with another episode of Let's Play Minecraft. Today, I'm starting on my graveyard. You guys forgot I had this thing. Yes, for my avid supporters, you too can get your name in this graveyard. But that's not why I'm here. In fact, why I'm here is because I want to turn this cave into something a little more useful. A nether wart farm. Because what I have in mind for today is I want to build some little cupcake things in various places as like distance cakeries, like cakery catering. Because, you know, I like my cakes. Because I'm weird. But to do the design, I need I need a lot of nether wart. So let me go ahead and clear out an area over here that I can get all this nether wart placed in, and then I'll go to my build world and actually show you what kind of design I'm looking for. I think it's pretty cool. It's very solid, in my opinion. But, yeah, I think I'm going to have a catering area in the nether. In the nether? Maybe? Maybe not the nether. I'm not sure. But definitely one in the end. And definitely in Gameland. Gameland needs some food as well. So I'm going to go ahead and clear out some space here. Throw in the soul sand. Try and remember to quit saying throw on everything, because I say throw in for everything, because I'm weird. And I will see you once I've got all this stuff in. Should be pretty quick and simple. Well, that quickly evolved into something a bit more complex than what I had in mind. And I think I actually might have maybe found a semi-solid use for granite. Because I've been convinced, since I first encountered this stuff, that granite is really hard to make look good. And while I'm not sure that this is the greatest, I think it's a pretty solid little thing to be thrown together in like 2 minutes. So yeah, this is the nether wart farm. It's got 64 pieces of nether wart in here. I and anyone else on the server is welcome to it whenever they want. You know, just replant all that good stuff. And that includes the newest guy on our server, HG Mike. As of right now, he hasn't set up anywhere. And this is also a bit of a timestamp for HG Mike if he's watching. So hey, if you're there, Mike, say hi to all of the viewers here on Phoenix TV. But anyway, this is what I have in terms of this. I built this first because I'm going to let it grow while I do some other stuff to prepare. But next thing on the agenda, I think I should show you what kind of design I have in mind. So let me hop in the build world and I'll show you what I got. So originally I was going to go with like a stand type thing, because it's by design supposed to be a cake stand. But I decided after a little bit of extra building to go with this instead. This red velvet cupcake looking thing. It's pretty simple. It's only 5 different kinds of blocks. Specifically the nether wart block, which is why I need to build the other thing. A bone block, hopefully I have enough bones. It's not an insane amount of bones, but hopefully I have enough for that. If I don't, I'm not sure how I'm going to finish that off. Might have to cut back on the icing, which is an important lesson for all of us. But yeah, then it's red stained glass. I have plenty of glass and plenty of red dye. Dark oak door. Obviously, I've got some dark oak for my various adventuring, and it's, you know, 3 or 4 doors total. It won't be any trouble. And then cakes. And for that, I'm going to have to take advantage of my cakery, which means I have to do a little bit of grinding, so hopefully that won't take me too long. But for now, let's get back to the actual world. And here we are in the cakery, ready to start making cakes. Just kidding. While I have some ingredients, obviously I'm very lacking in sugar overall, and I don't exactly have a lot of sugar cane built up. So in all honesty, the easiest way for me to get a bunch of cakes at this point is by taking advantage of one of B2 Rad's builds, which is his little villager breeder over here. He managed to pick up a farmer who I'm absolutely going to fleece with all of my potatoes and pumpkins and melons and carrots and whatnot. In exchange, he'll give me 1 cake for 1 emerald. I've already got a bunch built up, and so from here, all I've got to do is do a couple of trades with him. So me and that guy right there are going to be best friends for the next few minutes. What's that, you say? It's personal clip of the week time, where I try and share one of the things that makes me human or something to relate to in hopes that you'll subscribe and come back because you realize that I'm more than just a person who plays YouTube. I'm actually a person who does things. Yeah, it's that time. Uh, so upon further discovery and reminding myself, unfortunately, a netherwort brick is actually made by 9 pieces of netherwort, not 4. So I've got to do a lot of farming. And I would say AFKing, but that's not going to get me as far as I need to be. I've got all the cakes and everything else. I just need to get the netherwort. But yeah, I just need to hang out here and kind of AFK and pay a little bit of attention. So while I'm doing that, I say AFK. I'm not moving anywhere. I'm just looking down and writing my vows for my wedding. I might tell you more about them after the wedding, just in the off chance that Lady Phoenix decides to watch this. But yeah, Lady Phoenix is going to be Mrs. Phoenix soon. And I need to finish up these vows. I think they're going pretty well. Hopefully she'll love them. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do while I slowly farm through this and hope that nothing blows my face off. So, back to writing. Finally, after a couple extra days and a whole lot of farming, I should now have just enough that whenever I craft these last 31 individual warts into blocks, I should have enough to actually make the cupcakes that we saw a couple clips back. So yeah, this has been a lot of effort, but the final build should totally be worth it. So now, let's head on off to the first place on the list, and we'll commence to getting it done. Which in this case, because I'm going to need some extra blocks for some other things, I'm going to go ahead and build the one in Gameland, I think. So I'm going to hurry on over there and start work on that. So I went ahead and found a spot I liked pretty well, and I may have gotten a little carried away because I've already completed all of the netherwort brick framing. Yeah, netherwort block framing in. So now I'm going to put in the glass in the appropriate places. If I can remember how I did that. And yeah, that's all the glass. That's sort of the really comical part about this, is there's a lot of farming that went into it and a lot of detail work. But at this point, all I've got to do is the roof and some cakes. And if I understand this technique that I just picked up the other day, which is really cool, if I middle mouse click, which in my case is like the scroll wheel, if I click this, it brings up another cake from my inventory. So I don't have to keep hunting through cakes, I can just do this. So that'll make this process even that much faster. But now, with the cakes in, it's time to work on the roof. So I used a little bit more netherwort blocks, a few more netherwort blocks than I was expecting. So now, I'm a little less on those, I have to keep farming on those as the rest of the episode goes. I won't make you sit through another of that, even though that little farm area, which I did duplicate, in case I didn't say that previously. But yeah, it looks pretty cool, if you ask me. But anyway, I'm going to start putting in these netherwort brick, not the netherwort bricks, the bone blocks. Unfortunately, these things are a little expensive for me at the moment. So while you may see me do, well, actually, I kind of like that one. So I may leave that like that. But yeah, you're going to see me put in 2 of these. It's not going to stay like that, because this other one down here is never going to be seen. And so there's no point in wasting the block when I don't have enough material to actually account for it. So yeah, those aren't actually there. These around the outsides will account for the thing. And in fact, this is now the completed first catering cupcakery thing. Not entirely sure what to call it at the moment. I'll have named it by the time this episode comes out, because obviously it'll be in the title. But yeah, this is what I've got. So if you're in Gameland visiting and you want to look at the Rubik's Riddle or whatever, or go through Happy's Putt-Putt, which really, why wouldn't you want to do that? you can come over here and just grab some cake to replenish. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Now, to build a couple more of these, and try not to show you any more spoilers. Paying absolutely no attention to the lack of continuity between my levels and items in my hotbar, this is the second cupcakery catering thing. As you can tell, it's built in the desert right next to the ink farm. There's something about the giant red velvet cupcake in the middle of the very yellowish, brownish, tannish desert. But it's just sort of a nice place to put it. I mean, people use this, and it's a good place to farm for various other things. So I figured it was as good a place as any to use up my second cupcake set of ingredients. Anyway, now I'm going to get back to the main part of the video, where I totally didn't get through it and then realized that I had never filmed a second one for some odd reason. And the last one is going to go here at the end spawn in the end. Obviously that's to connect with this end tunnel and ender at the far end, because obviously that's going to burn up a lot of food. But first thing, while I'm at the behest of Mr. B2Rad, I'm going to go to the end of this. I'm going to build a little enchantment area to pair up with all the XP that you get off of this. So let me go create some pieces around that. I've got a whole inventory full of junk that I'm going to try and clear out as much as I can, and we'll see how it turns out. I'm starting to get the impression that this build is something I should have, planned ahead for and done this ahead of time, because now I'm battling this stream of water, which isn't impossible, and it doesn't seem like it's really capable of pushing me off at this point, but it is really annoying to try and combat. With that being said, I'm slowly making progress through this thing, and I think I should be back on course any second. I think I made this too close. No, actually I think it works where it is. Yep. This is roughly what I want, actually. Wish I hadn't misplaced that, but luckily my axe has silk touch for just such an occasion. Perfect. Let's throw in these bookshelves here to complete that look. I'm getting water backed up into my machine, and it's not what I want. And half slabs across all those, I think, to make them unspawnable. And I wish to get rid of the water. Alright now. Why are you trying to attack me so heavily, water? The easiest thing to do is going to do that, I think. To expand the water off the top. If I can just make it quit flowing over here. That's looking a little better. At least at the moment. Okay, I'm going to keep battling this thing, but I will get it figured out. And once I do, this is going to be a pretty solid addition. Alright, so that's set. These blocks are not important. Got this in. Now let's start adding some color. Funny thing is, I still need water to actually flow on top of these. So I'm thinking that if I do this right, it will flow every other way. Come on. That's better, I think. It's hard to tell. There's all the drowning going on here. That one, and that one. That'll cut off the water. Cool. got views off into the abyss, which isn't exactly what I wanted, so let me get in there and change that. But yeah, I think I've got this place pretty well dusted. So, I just got to rip out all this glass in here so I can get back to the glass underneath these so I can get rid of it. Regardless, I'm nearing completion on this, so once I get done with this, I'll get back to the regular thing, and yeah, I think I can go ahead and knock these out while I'm on camera. There we go. There's all those. Throw that back in there. Put the glass back in my hand. And you got a quick and dirty thing. Which, if I can find anything to enchant, I don't think I have anything to enchant. Do I have, am I holding? Everything's enchanted. So I'm just going to take my own math for it and say that this is indeed more than enough books to make this a fully functional thing. So, let me kill off these guys so I can repair my axe, my pickaxe, and then I'll run back to the beginning and I'll finish off the cakery that I've already started a little bit of work on because I needed to get rid of some inventory stuff. So, 2 seconds. And here we are. So far I've gotten almost everything in except for obviously that little bit there. Time to throw in... Well, let me throw in the cakes first because that'll be easier to get out that way. Again, this middle click thing is just so great for this. For all the things that don't stack, that just makes life so much better. But there's the glass. Take those out of there, and now we just got to finish off with the bone blocks. Am I going to pillar off this? Yeah, I'm going to pillar off this. Alrighty. So, one there, and one there. I think I'm going to run short if I try and use them as support pieces. So let me temporarily, of course, take some of this end stone. Well, no, might just leave it in there. No one will ever see it. So let's put that in. I'm not always smart. End stone in there to make this be vertical pieces so it looks better. And a few more blocks. That's not the right direction. So I have these sideways and that one vertical. Pillar, get rid of this one bit of scaffolding. And there we have it. The third cakery thing. CUPCAKEry, catering. Lots of sounds in this one. And yeah, if you're anything like me, you'll be battling the... Or by battling, I mean just farming these endermen at the end of that. You'll be super hungry, and instead of wasting your own food, you can come down here and just munch on a cake. Nice and simple. With that being said, I've spent days of farming on this and a couple hours building it today and some prep work, so regardless how long the video ends up being, I've got what I think is a pretty complete episode here. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off for today, and be sure to tune in next week when I build something else really cool, really big, and hopefully not in the end again. So I'm sure you guys are getting tired of it. But anyway, this has been Phoenix from Phoenix TV. Thanks for watching.